Happy Saturday, Rough Cut viewers. Coffee Doug here. This week I am going to be reviewing How to Train Your Dragon. We are obviously right in the middle of Golden Globes / Oscars month, week, time frame, whatever. So the Golden Globes just happened last week, and then the Oscars are coming up. And How to Train Your Dragon, in my opinion, it is obviously came out 2010, rated PG, about an hour and 45 minutes. It's probably one of the best animation films I've ever watched. Now, I'm a big fan of old animation. It's not even that old, but stuff like Land Before Time, things like that. This obviously isn't that kind. This is a DreamWorks. So, much like Pixar, people compare them and kind of argue back and forth on what's better. But it's the story of a kid who lives in a village, and this village is plagued by dragons. And these dragons, have fought with the Vikings for hundreds of years. And the kid doesn't really fit in. His name is Hiccup, and voiced by, what was that guy's name? Baruchel? I don't really know how to pronounce his name. There are a lot of people in this as far as like voice acting. There's him, Gerard, Butler, Ferrera, Craig Ferguson, Jonah Hill. And I'll talk about that in a second, but the voice acting. But, so the kid, he doesn't really fit in, and he ends up coming across a dragon. And I don't want to give too much away about the plot, but it is pretty creative the way they have the kid come upon him. And he comes to realize that dragons are not these vicious creatures that these Vikings have believed them to be. So, the fight between the Vikings and the dragons has just been occurring these hundreds of years because neither one of them know, the dragons don't know that the Vikings wouldn't be out to kill them if the dragons would just behave and work with them. And they get into a lot more, but very intelligent film, very captivating to watch for adults and for kids. They move it along all the time, plenty of action, very fast-paced, and the animation is amazing. I didn't get to see it in 3D. It was released in 3D, and I watched it on DVD, and I was fine with it. And I didn't even watch it on some high-tech HD TV, and I still thought it was great. Incredible. The voice actors do a really good job. They make you believe in the characters, and I don't really care whether it's a big star for voice acting or not. In fact, a lot of times it doesn't have to be, because once in a while that can kind of take away from the effect of the film. This doesn't really do that, so you might recognize somebody's voice, but it's not going to be like, oh, that's so-and-so the whole time. You'll think of it as the character. I think I did like this better than Toy Story 3, which is another big animation film that it's been going up against at the different award shows. Toy Story 3 was good to me, but I don't know. How to Train Your Dragon was just so unique and so original, and the DVD has an awesome extra. It's The Legend of the Bone Napper Dragon. It's just like a 15-minute short, and it takes place after the movie, so watch that after you've watched the film. And it's really cool. They get the voice actors back, and they just write a cool little story for it. Something interesting about this film... Sorry, one second. Sorry, parched. Something interesting about this film is Steven Spielberg apparently watched it, and I'm obviously not going to give away the ending, but there's certain parts to the ending that they didn't know, the writers and directors. There's quite a few writers and directors for this film, by the way. They didn't know if they were going to add it in, and then when they screen tested it with parents and different groups, people really liked it. But one part of the ending, Steven Spielberg just kind of gave his opinion, and they ended up putting it in, and it turned out really good. And I thought that was funny because I'd also heard that he gave his opinions on Paranormal Activity, like the ending of that. So I was like, that's just funny to hear that here he is with the kids movie, and he kind of makes the ending cooler, and here he is with the horror film, and that's Steven Spielberg's one creative fellow. So it is based on a book that came out in 2003, the same title, How to Train Your Dragon. And I can't remember the author's name. I can't remember her name at all, but Cecil something. But the movie kind of varies quite a bit from the book because it has to. To put it on film If you read up on it, I don't want to give plot points away, but they had to change some of the dragons and stuff like that. But the writer was very pleased with the movie, and they tried to stick, as you know, the book inspired them. So I think that's all I really wanted to talk about with this. I would like to hear what you guys think, and girls, of course, of Disney or Pixar versus DreamWorks. A lot of people that love Pixar tend to kind of put down DreamWorks, or they just say it doesn't compare. I feel kind of differently. I almost feel like it's not supposed to compare. Pixar's amazing, there's no doubt in that, but I feel like DreamWorks is its own thing. And with this movie doing pretty well and people really liking it, they're already talking about a sequel, and hopefully they really take their time with it. And now coming out with Kung Fu Panda 2, and the fourth Shrek just happened. So hopefully they're building up to make some cooler animation films and people will really get into them. But definitely check out How to Train Your Dragon. It's out on DVD right now, and you'll be glad you did. I really hope it gets nominated for an Oscar or two. I think it will. Until next week, Coffee Doug. I love hearing from you guys, so write me all the time, and I'll see you next week.